One of the number one questions I get is how to make a book profitable. And I want to tell you the truth. It's all about reverse engineering profitability. So I'm going to share this free resource with you. I'll actually put it in the description of this video. Bookbeam has a KDP royalty calculator. I actually go and use this before I even start creating a book. I reverse engineer every single thing because if I want to be able to scale the book, I want to have margins. Margins are my royalty to be able to use ads if I really want to get a lot for the book. So you can see here that this mirrors what you would put on Amazon. So any book that is very, very basic is though the one that sells the most is a 6x9 that's 109 pages on Amazon. Okay. And you can see here, this printing might be off by a couple pennies. So it's always good to price your book a little bit higher. Okay. And one reason is because you want the margins to scale. And if you're thinking, I can never imagine putting a book up for $7.99, then you need to be thinking about the features that you would like to put in a book. Because when you put more features in a book, you can actually charge more. Okay. So if you're doing line journals or basic composition notebooks, you can expect a royalty of $2.49. Not bad, right? Because the ability to upload a book repeatedly on Amazon is unlimited. So the risk is so low, right? So if you are doing that and you're not seeing results yet, I would encourage you to get better at designing, especially covers. And last week's video, I showed you how we went through Canva to get ideas about a book cover. So the clues for success are everywhere. Okay. So do not, if you don't quit, you can't lose. So inside of here, let's look at a common mistake that people make to lose book profitability. Okay. This is just the very basics of this. I need you to be making at least $2.49 per sell. I need you to, if it's just imperative for you to be able to scale a book. The reason why this doesn't happen is because people don't know that you can reverse engineer profitability. So a lot of times someone will come in here and they say, oh, I'm going to make a coloring book. I'm going to make it 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to make it 175 pages. Okay. Do you see what happened just because we didn't do reverse engineering of book profitability? We devalued our book immediately just by not understanding the cost breakdown that Amazon's giving us to be able to do that. Okay. So it will be really hard. And the time you put into one book just to know you're only making 80 cents from it is really difficult. Okay. Let's go up and let's just raise the price to see, like, oh, if I add $2 more, okay, I'm not at the bare minimum of what Jenny says. So, how about let's actually look at this from a customer perspective? As a mother, a book that has 175 pages in it, it's a little bit heavier of a book to tote around. So, if you're doing a coloring book, you could probably give a really good customer experience by keeping it under 110 pages. Okay. Look at the difference. Okay. $3.15. Let's do 110. Okay. So that's the price break. Keep that in mind. 109 pages versus 110 pages. Now, it's not that big a deal if you want to go up more, right? But you can look over here that this constantly changes when we are doing that. Now, if I was doing a book that had more than coloring pages, maybe it had brain teasers, that's more valuable because it's teaching my kids, like they're stimulating their brain with the things that they're learning. So don't be afraid to see what else is selling and price your book similar to that. Okay. Now I have a royalty of $4.75. I actually have a little bit of margin to maybe turn on a lottery ad, where a lottery ad is taking multiple books and putting them in one campaign and asking Amazon to go find the customer. Okay. If you're brand new at this, I always tell people to start with a line journal because there's something in your brain that like switches when you start publishing for the first time. It is more complex. I meet people that are, they have this big long book that they're working on, and it's their pride and joy. It's 380 pages, and they just don't realize that unless they're pricing it higher, they're not going to have the margins to be able to scale something like that. Okay. So one of my most expensive books that has lots of features in it, Amazon puts on sale for $29. Okay. And it is something that I actually have margins to scale, right? It's a book with a lot of great features. So I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the different type of books that you can create that give the customer some type of result. Okay. Line journals are great to start with, but it is harder to provide a transformation for a customer for a line journal. So if you're like, I want to make $6 per book, then think about all the features that you need to put into a book that makes it worth $14.99. We did have some questions about printing in color, and I want to just pop over here and show you the difference. Let's say we're doing a mental health journal and it's 109 pages, and let's say it's 6 by 9 and it's $14.99. Okay. That means that to run ads, our break even advertising cost of sell, that's what ACOS stands for, is 44%. Okay. Let's say we actually did a color version and we use standard. Okay. Our margins drop by $1. So that's just good information to manage your own expectations. And I'm sure when we do premium, look at the difference. Okay. So there's a lot of people that are picking premium to do color printing, when in reality, I have printed both standard and color, and I cannot tell exactly what the difference is. So if you're doing a cookbook or a recipe book or a journal that has color in it, stick with standard first. Really decide when premium works if you've got a lot of photography in it, because it drops dramatically, right? Like you can't even make money on expended distribution. So, also to keep in mind, anytime that you do a book that provides a transformation and something that people are going to hold on to for longer, definitely consider doing hardcover. Hardcover allows you to even charge more because there are people who love buying books that are in hardcover. Okay. You can see here, since 2 years ago in June, Amazon raised the price to print and ship hardcover. So it has been a little bit harder to get those margins. Okay. So you could essentially have a hardcover version of your paperback, and then you're just getting an additional 47 cents when it sells for that customer. Okay. It is going to be more difficult to scale a hardcover if you don't have the paperback. So if you are destined, like you want a hardcover, then I want you to also repurpose it in paperback so the customer has the option. I had a student yesterday ask me, like, why aren't you doing Kindle also? And a lot of the books that I do are low content. They have repeated pages. And so they don't have the customer experience where someone would get it on Kindle and actually go through it because it's lined, it's meant to be filled out. So with Scribe coming out from Amazon, there might be room to take your low content, medium content books and put them in Kindle, but it's all about a customer centric platform. It's all about how the customers actually receive your book. So that has been my goal, and part of my reason of hitting six figures in book royalty is book profitability, reverse engineering every single book and coming in here to do this. Now, I love BookBeam in general for keyword research. So I'll drop a coupon code. It is an affiliate code if you're interested in doing keyword research, and we'll have more videos on that. If you need more videos on book profitability, please let me know in the comments, like and subscribe. I love you lots, and I'll see you in the next video.